Hey viewers, Hexcraft here. Before we start a few things, first off, I was actually going to do Varus last year for Pride Month, which some people might question, why Varus for Pride Month? Well, technically his story does involve LGBTQ plus stuff, even though Varus technically isn't, because yes, Varus is the name of the Darkin, even though in the original concept it was the idea of Varus is made of the Darkin and the three, not just Varus is the Darkin. But of course, if I recall fully, this whole concept also came to be back when the Darkin were not Shuriman. So yeah, it's complicated. Just like the Darkin lore, actually. But out of the way, let's get into it. Starting off as always, base skin gets a 5, but I gotta say, for a base skin, Varus has never really been a bad concept. However, when it comes to his concept of character to champion look-wise, there is very much a issue here, because why does he look so humanoid for a Darkin? Why does he just stand out so much different from the other Darkins? And that's more so because, again, Varus was never originally a Darkin. And when they changed that lore, they kind of changed what Darkins were, and then they changed it again to Shuriman. So yeah, out of all the Shuriman Darkins that we have that are tied to the whole black-red with a cool design on them, Varus is always going to stand out due to the fact that he was not amongst that design concept originally. So yes, I will give credit to that. And I will say at least his effects do look really good. On the other hand, this is... I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually use this skin, honestly. It is a concept that, again, I think there's only one skin that falls into this skin line. I did not check into it because, I'll be honest, I don't know anyone who uses the skin. The orange crystals and effects kind of look and his bow looks like it should be a melee weapon. Overall, I think this is kind of just a sign of old skin still looking bad. And yeah, it could probably be a lot better with some changes, but right now all we have is this, and yeah, it's getting a 4, if not a 3. Honestly, I don't have a problem with Arclight Varus. Yes, it's very much just recoloring with a bit of extra flair here and there, but all in all, model-wise, it's really not that bad as everyone makes it sound. I do love the extra shimmer effect when you have your W activated, and again, just the glow of the Arclight design really fits with the look. He is an archer using pure arcane light, and all in all, not a bad look. I gotta give it a 6. This is the first Arctic Ops skin, really, that most people look at and recognize immediately, and overall, I like it for its extra effects. The actual model itself is a pretty cool look. The bow is very nice, where in design-wise. However, you will notice if you look closely in this video, the whole arrow does not grow with the string. It's just straight up there, which I think is kind of funny. The actual cracking of ice effects when his arrows revolve from his E. His W glow, of course, being recolor, but then his passive for his W being grenades, and this chain effect for his ult. All in all, I think Arctic is a really nice concept, and I gotta give it a 7. For a cheap skin, it's really well made and really good. Alright, let's all be real with ourselves. This is an 8. I know some people might not like this skin because the whole Valentine's Day design to it, but being basically Cupid, it's literally his thing, you know? The winged male archer. Sound effects are great. The roses instead of arrows for the E. The extra little hearts for his W effect. And of course, just the sound effects alone are just so nice. The roses and such details as well you'll see here and there with petals and that is another great sign. And again, overall, this is a really well-made skin and it just fits his design. When it comes to judging this skin, I really have to judge it mostly based off of the skin itself, because I believe those are just recolored effects. I can't really tell there's any new detail here or there, because again, the color scheme itself would still be the same as base. And overall, him being a drow archer is pretty cool. The ranger looks pretty nice all in all. However, it kind of just blends in visually. Usually you can see little details on Varus's person. You really just see him wearing a hood and leather. And the thing that sticks out the most is the bow, which is a really nice design, but all in all, I gotta give it a 6. Honestly, this is one of the well-done Darkstar skins. Model-wise, again, pretty cool. His actual bow, when you charge the Q, is just amazing. This blast of energy going forth like a shooting comet. The impacts that he caused in the cracks in the ground from his E, which those little ground details are always cool in my opinion. And of course, the ultimate, being this swirl of dark energy with these dark stars surrounding you with the W. All in all, it's a great skin. I gotta give it an 8. Honestly, this is a really cool skin. I do love the armor and look of the bow. The effects being the red and black effect really is nice. I don't really see the gem effect as much as it should be. Again, it's really just there in the W passive and on the bow. But all in all, this is a really cool, badass skin. And a really great one at that. Conqueror-wise, it's a really great skin. And I'll be honest, while recording it, I forgot it was actually a skin line related to esports because it just stands out really well. I gotta give it a 7. There's some small details I wish they'd add a bit more to give it more of extra flair, but at the same time, it's not supposed to be an expensive skin. This is awkward because the recent Inferno skins were such hot garbage, yet this one I think is well done. And I know this is going to be an issue because I know a lot of people who hate this skin. But overall, the model, again, I love the design. The horns, the actual fire mask design, and the bow looks amazing. The actual arrow being somewhat of this hooked arrow instead, where it kind of when it flies, you actually look like it could be like a fiery bird being shot, or again, just an arrow with hooks in it. The ground having this charred, cracked effect, which is always a great design when it comes to these visual effects. The fire for his W, however, kind of gets lost in the model in my opinion, but again, the smokiness and the burning rocks you'll see in his W's passive is a nice design. Overall, I give it a 7, and I kind of wish they'd go back to Infernals or this instead of whatever the fuck they did with the new ones. Honestly, when it comes to the effects, this is a pretty nice skin. The whole digital design of the Q, the extra rain effect in the E, the kind of hologrammed wall from the R, and yeah, the actual bits of sparks in the W when you activate it. But all in all, the model's kind of I don't understand why the hand's glowing, and overall, I will say the effects do save it, but it only gets a 6. Funny this being his second space-related skin, when the Darkins no longer have a connection to space. But all in all, it's a really nice skin. The armor on the model, the starry effects in the bow, the actual Q having a star path as it flies, the rain of arrows causing little puddle sparks before you see a star map on the ground from the E. The cosmic effect in the W actually does glow a lot better and doesn't blend in with the skin too much, I would say. And yeah, just the ult in general. The impact blast where you see this arcane lights forming around the person. All in all, it's a really great skin. I gotta give it an 8. Like, seriously, what the fuck is this? Like, High Noon Archer. Like, I'm sorry, like, what? I get the whole, like, the angel style to the devils we get, but all in all, the only thing that I think is cool in this was that his W effect for these feathers that glow. I get it. It wasn't just all guns and that, but it just feels so out of place with the whole demons and cowboys that this is the angel archer that has no guns or really fully tides, really. It just feels out of place out of all the High Noon skins, and that's even saying such when Talon's a skin. All in all, I gotta give this a 5. I would not say it's better, but again, the actual looks of the effects are still pretty cool, and it at least gets it a 5. overall, this is a really nice skin. But again, like other Snow Moons, I question why they need to add the extra bit of red of Blood Moon. Because yes, we know it's part of the same universe, but I don't really see why we needed it. A bit of Rose falling off the cold is always a nice design. It's kind of funny this is his second ice-related skin. The bow, of course, looks beautiful. It's ice-made design in effect. The actual Q being this blast of ice that leaves behind a trail of cold and these petals is a really beautiful concept. The kind of broken ice and shimmering ground with the symbol of the snow moon from the E is nice. Again, the W effect really stands out when you activate it, and overall, the alt's pretty nice as well, with its beautiful designs and actually using the red in an interesting concept. Overall, there is kind of a here and there, but it does make up for itself with some interesting concepts, and the fact also that one of his hands is frozen, and it's actually the one holding the bow, not the other hand that's offside. Kind of the reason I don't like the project skin, really. Overall, though, this gets a 7. It's a very nice skin, very cool concept. At first, I didn't like this skin because the entrance skins are kind of in my opinion, but they took this one similar to the Jax and made it stand out from the others. I do love the fact instead of pulling back the arrow normally, he pulls back a strand of reality and pulls it back to shoot it off. The bow, of course, is badass as hell, and the visual effects of, again, the E is just this beautiful map of stars and light. The W effect very much is not just a glowing effect, it's a shimmering area, almost like you release arcane energy. And of course, his ultimate is basically him backhanding a portal open with a bit of cosmic lights to grab your enemy. And out of all things, I think the part that I like the most about this skin is that, like described originally as entrance skin, it has more than just 3 colors in its effects. It does show off a lot more, and honestly, yeah, it's one of the really good ones, and I gotta give it an 8. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you'd like to see. Comment, like, and share if you will, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.